Okay, here we go with Tableau Assignment 3. This is a video overview of the assignment. First of all, let's just take a big picture look at the assignment. There's 5 parts, and this assignment is in D2L, posted into D2L. So each part is worth 5 points. So step 1, create a world map. Step 2, create a dashboard. Step 3, add interactivity to the dashboard. Step 4, format the dashboard. And step 5 is a video review and submitting the assignment. So let's break it down. Let's break it down into each step, and I'll walk you through each step. All right. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to Tableau Assignment 2 and get the Tableau Assignment TWIBX file is what they call it, TWB. Let's go and get that Tableau Assignment file and start there. Okay, I'm in my home office when I'm recording this video, and I'm on my home PC, and so this is a long path, as you can see, to my Tableau Assignment 2.twb. Yours will obviously be different, but the important part is to get the TWIBX file, Tableau workbook file, and just double click it for Tableau Assignment 2. Double click it and bring it up. Okay, here it is. And if you remember, we did 2 things with Tableau Assignment 2. We did a direct correlation and an inverse correlation. And so I'm in this workbook, and that's key, that's important. So let's go back to the assignment and see what we do next. Okay, here, I'm back at the assignment. So what I just walked you through is this part right here. Open the Tableau, open Tableau in the Tableau file you use to create a Tableau assignment. There's 2 ways to get it. You can open up Tableau, or you could do what I do, just double click where the assignment is. This file should have a .twb extension. It needs that in order to work. Alright, so now what do we do for these 5 points? We create another sheet, name the sheet countries, place the countries dimensions onto the sheet, bring the region dimension to color, right click the year dimension and select show filter, save the file with a new name, Tableau Assignment 3. It'll default and have the TWB extension. So that's straightforward, but let's go through it. Okay, here I am, and this is sheet icon down here. I'm just going to click this, and so I'm just going to rename it countries. Simple. Fair enough. All right. So now we're going to place country dimension onto the sheet. Okay, country. Look at this world icon here. That tells us this is a geo file type. So I'm just going to take this, and so I know when I take that, just by this icon to the left of country, that it's going to populate with a map. And indeed it does. Look at longitude, latitude, brings it up there. Let me show you that again. It's got the geo thing there. Anytime you see that, notice longitude and latitude have the same thing down here to the left. So these are geo type fields. So I just bring it here and popped it up. All right. So place that onto the sheet. What else do we need to do? We need to bring the region dimension to color. Okay. This is honestly a little bit bland, right? It's all blue. We got the countries here, but it's not super meaningful because it all looks the same. They're all the same color. So I want a little color here. I want to bring another dimension in, if you will. So I'm going to actually take this region and put it onto color, and it should populate it and make it look better, give it more meaning. And it does. It does. And notice over here, automatically defaulted to this legend over here. Brought that up already. It looks better. It's more meaningful. We can do whatever we want here. We can highlight whatever. So that's helpful for us right off the get-go here with our dashboard. All right, so what else do we need to do? We need to right-click on the year dimension and select Show Filter. Okay, we can do that. So I'm over here at Dimensions, and I'm just going to right-click it, and I'm going to Show Filter. And it goes over here. So now we can filter all the data points by year. So that's good. That's step 1. Straightforward, but important. And then the last thing we need to do with step 1 is save it with a new file name and just Tableau Assignment 3. So I would just go Actually, I'd save it as my last name, I'm going to default where I put the rest of them, save it, and that's it. That's step one. Simple enough. Let's move on to step two. Okay, here we are, step two. There's several bullet points here. I'll go through one by one. I won't read them here. I'll just kind of read them off as I go through them. But let me talk just briefly about what are dashboards. Dashboards are how we communicate as analysts doing the numbers, crunching the numbers, how we communicate with the decision makers, the people who need the information to make decisions. So dashboards make it easy for them to do that. It's presenting data in a way that's concise and meaningful, and oftentimes will allow the person review it to drill down even further, and that's what will happen with this assignment as we get down into the steps below. So dashboards are fundamental and a huge business skill as we speak, and one of the reasons why I believe Tableau is so popular is because it allows for, once you understand the basics, to create really compelling and interesting dashboards. All right, so let's get in to Tableau and let's create what's asked here in step two. Okay, notice right off the bat I'm in Cassidy Tableau Assignment 3. That's the file I saved at the end of step one. That's fundamental. You have to be in this file, this Tableau workbook, TwibX file it's called. You have to be in it in order for it to work. All right, so here we go. And what we're asked to do now is to click the dashboard icon near the bottom of the screen. So this is a little tricky, so watch. So these are sheets. Notice when I hover over it, it says what it is. That's a sheet, that's a dashboard, that's a story. We're not getting into stories with this. As your skills advance, you'll get into stories with Tableau if you decide to pursue additional work with it. But let's do this one. This is a dashboard. So let's just click it. Let's create a dashboard. New dashboard. We don't have any here right now. These are all sheets. That's what that is. That's a sheet. That would be adding another sheet or worksheet. And I'm going to create the dashboard here. Okay, here it is. First thing we need to notice is there's two things. There's a dashboard and there's layout. And there's also this thing called default. So this is going to be, there's a couple things. This is going to be seen in a browser mode, and you can also put it on you can decide the size of the browser. You also can use a phone mode if you want. Depends on what the audience needs. But let's just do this. Let's go to default and let's select this one. It's asking for the 1000 wide by 800 height pixels, and that's what we have there. Desktop browser right there. So that's the screen. That's the size of the dashboard. All right. So what we need to do now is we just kind of walk through the bullet items. Okay, here we go. This is straightforward. You need to understand a couple basics first of all. First, what I'm putting on here is, notice these two things, tiled and floating. Floating will come into play in a few moments, but we're putting these tiled, which is really it's fixed. Floating is you can move things around. If you remember the Word stuff we did and the PowerPoint stuff, you know, the similar concept as that. But I'm just going to put the first thing I need to do is put this countries on the top. So it puts it in a fixed format. Yep, brought it all in. Notice it brought the region, it brought year filter in, did that. So that's great. That's cool. Now I want to bring this direct correlation here. Notice how the screen changes. It goes from here, goes there, goes there. I want it like this. And I want it like that. That's all I'm doing, is I'm just plopping them down. This is essentially it. And so here, let's just kind of backtrack here and say, look, we got a dashboard. There's a lot we need to do more with it, but we do in fact have a dashboard. So we also want to do this. We want to show the dashboard title. Let's do this. Let's rename this dashboard. It doesn't mean anything right now. Let's rename it. Let's rename it World Correlations. Fair enough. All right, world correlations. And then let's show the dashboard title. So it should pop up here. There it is. You know, we could move that around further. We could move it around, but let's just leave it like this for now. It's good. It's our first dashboard. We're cooking with gas. Let's save this and then move on to the next step. Okay, already to step 3 of step 5. This is vital. This is really core to dashboards. And what we're doing now with this from right here, step 3, add interactivity to the dashboard. And I think the best way is just to show you how to do it and demo what interactivity is in Tableau with dashboards. Okay, so I want to listen up, watch closely, because this can get a bit tricky, especially as these dashboards get sophisticated. This is a straightforward one, but just follow along. So I clicked it. Let me do it again. I just clicked it, one click, and then notice over here it says use filter. It kind of gets in the way here, and we'll fix that in a bit, but I'm just going to do this again. I'm clicking it, and then up here I go use filter. And notice how it fills in. And so I'm using this as a filter for everything else. Notice what I just by doing that, it does this. So I want to click Americas, and then now I'm getting direct and inverse applicable only to America. So that's cool, right? That's cool. I think it's cool. But I like this though. Anyway, so that's one interactivity. Then the next thing I want to do, so that's country and using the map as a filter. And so I'm just going to deselect that. Now I want to use this years as a filter because it just defaulted and took all the years there, what's there. Now what I want to do is apply the year filter as well. And that one is, so I'm going to click the year filter, and then I notice this drop down box here. Then I'm going to do this, and I go like this, apply to worksheets, and then all using this data source. This is a bit confusing, I think. I'm not sure why Tableau did it this way, but so again, I just went here, I clicked it, I went here, more options, apply to worksheets. You could do all using related data sources, but that wouldn't give you what you need. You could do it in two ways. You could do all using this data source, which I'm going to use. You could also do this one, select the worksheets, and it pops up the worksheets. It's simpler, I believe, just to do this one. Apply to worksheets, all using this data source. Let's talk for a minute about what does that mean, all using this data source. It means all using, now I'm going to go down here, data source, literally all using this data source right here. That's what it means. And they are all using this data source. World Indicators data source, they're all using it. All the sheets are using it. So let's go back to this, and to this, and apply to worksheets, all using this data source. That's what I want. Now, what I can do is take all of it off, have nothing, or I could take, just say 2012, there's 1 year, so I've added, or I can go all like I had before. So now I really essentially have two ways of adding interactivity. There's another third one, which we'll get into in a second. And notice how we didn't do anything with this region right here. Now, let's say, what would you do if you wanted to select this region? Well, Tableau has a really cool thing for that. It's called lasso. It's got other things, but it's how that works is you do this, and then let's say I'm going to use this. There's different ways to select regions. So I'm going to do, let's say I wanted to get the Americas. So I'm just going to go to this lasso thing, and I'm going to go all the way up here and around here, and then that'll just bring it all those data points. I messed it up, sorry. All those data points, and try it again. Fine motor skills. Not so hot this morning when I'm recording this, but this is good enough. All right, so notice, this is it, the Americas, the direct correlation and inverse correlation. See how powerful that is? We really got three ways of getting at the data. We just got the map, we got the filter, and then we got region, which is another way of using the map. Okay. All right. That is step 3. Test the dashboard, which I just did. It works. It works. I'm just going to save this because I don't want to do this again. I did it once. That's step 3. I'm going to save it. Let's move on to step 4. Okay, here I am at step 4, in formatting a dashboard. This is a part that's often overlooked, especially by those who are new to Tableau. We need to tell the users how to use the dashboard. Otherwise, it's too confusing and they don't quite get it. And we can do that with a few simple things. So a few simple things to make this kind of stand out and make it more user friendly. So let's add those few items to make this an easier dashboard to interact with. Okay, so what we want to do here first of all is change the year filter, that's this, to floating, which means I can move it around. Right now it's fixed. I can't do anything. I can't grab it and move it around. So I'm gonna make this floating. So I grab this and all the way down here, and I'm gonna make this floating. Now I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna put it over here, but I just can't plop it down because it's covering up Australia. Not a good thing. The Australians wouldn't like that. So I'm just going to shrink this a bit and move it around. Ideally, I wouldn't have the scroll bar here, and maybe I can maneuver that so I don't. Let's see if I can do it. I did it. Notice how I don't have a scroll bar? That's preferable because it might just scroll here and someone might not see it, might not move it all the way down, and therefore might not get at all the data. So that's good. Now this filter, which applies to the map, is inside the map, makes more sense. It's just easier to see. All right. So let's do this. Let's add some words to make this a little bit easier. So what I want to do here is I'm going to click countries. I just double clicked it. Let me do it again. I went here, countries, double clicked it, sheet name. I'm going to change that just to add some direction, if you will. And I'm just going to do what the assignment says. And what does the assignment say? It says put the following in. Click country dot or use lasso tool to select multiple countries. The year filter further segments the data. Click an open space within the map to reset. So let me type that in and give me a minute and I'll come back when it's all typed in. Okay, here we go. So I just put with the direction set, I put it in there. I kind of experimented with the space or the font and the sizing and the way it looked, returns, and I think this looks fine. So this tells the user what to do. Click the dot within the country, click an open space within the map to reset. Okay, we did that. Use the lasso tool here. You could use one of these other ones. You do this. So you wanted to, I don't care what you wanted to select. Maybe you want to select these. Almost got it, not quite. Close. Got a couple of these. I could get rid of those, exclude it. But at any rate, there it is. There's a dashboard. Now it's still a basic dashboard, and as your skills increase with the application, with Tableau, you get better at it, of course. But this is the beginning. This is not a bad dashboard for the first time trying it. All right, that is step 4. Let's go to step 5. Okay, here we are, and so this is just how we submit this. We want to submit this, and we also want to copy the dashboard. So here we go. Copy the dashboard image from step 4 into a Word document. So open up a Word document. Below the dashboard image, answer these 2 questions. Did you find creating a dashboard difficult? If so, why? It can happen. I mean, there's some steps here. One little thing can throw you off. Where you're able to successfully add interactivity in step 3. That can throw people, but watch the video again if it threw you. So you answer those 2 questions, and then below that, review a training video on dashboards, and click here, go to training. I'll just do it, and let me show you what that is. So these are free training videos. You might have to sign up for this if you haven't. So what I want you to do is, there's 8 of them here, and I just want you to pick one. You can watch any one of them. It doesn't matter to me. We didn't even go over that one, story points. You can pick any one of them. It just gives you, some fundamental knowledge getting started with dashboards. So just need one of them, and then let's see what else we need to do here. All right, save the Word document with your last name, followed by Tableau Assignment 3. For example, for me, it would be Cassidy Tableau Assignment 3. Upload the Word document to the Tableau Assignment 3 folder in D12. I want to show you this one thing. So let's say I want to copy this image and put it into a Word document. Let me just quickly show you that. Okay, here I am, and this is simple. So just go up here to Dashboards, click Dashboards. That's what this is. You can see by the grid lines here. I want to copy this image. So Dashboards, copy image, simple as that. Go to the Word document, and just put it in there. And it's just, I just right-click it. Right-click, you can do that. There it is. Start answering the questions for step 5, and away you go. That's it. A little bit long, but we needed to go through each and every one of those steps. So good luck with the assignment, and we'll talk to you soon.